Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It is weekend roundup time, and what are we talking about? Of course, Elden Ring. You know it's out. It's been out, a day now? And the headline, it's really good. It's getting super good reviews of the most anticipated game of the year. The PS5 version has a 97 on Metacritic. The PC version and others are sitting around 95s last time I checked. So yeah, this is Breath of the Wild territory. This is GTA 5. This is Red Dead Redemption 2. This is one of those once in a generation type games, at least according to the review scores. But there has been some controversy about the reviews themselves. So let's get into it. And here's what it boils down to. Apparently the game was not released to reviewers until pretty late in the game. And as a result, most of them didn't finish it. How much of a difference did that make? Well, that kind of depends on where your perspective is on this thing. GameSpot managing editor Timur Hussein talked about this in a tweet this week, asking gamers not to give reviewers a hard time for not finishing the game. He added, "It's immense. It should have been sent a month ago. I played and wrote until I physically couldn't stay upright every day and I couldn't make it." He added, "This wasn't the way I wanted to experience a game that I've been looking forward to for years." Gene Park of the Washington Post chimed in with some support as well, saying, "With long COVID, I knew I wasn't going to finish Elden Ring in time. The game came to us very late and it was going to be impossible for most of us, even the hardcore Souls YouTubers, to finish this game. This game is that big, but we also had little time." He drew a comparison to Horizon Forbidden West, which reviewers had apparently 3 weeks to play before reviewing. With Elden Ring, they apparently just had 1 week. Park himself put 40 hours into the game and said no one is prepared for how colossal Elden Ring actually is. But that didn't sit well with some gamers who didn't feel like they should write a review of a game without beating it first. One gamer, Daraloth, wrote, "Why are they still called reviews and not impressions or reviews in progress? Never saw someone watch half a movie and write a review." Another gamer, Eros, said on Twitter, "If you didn't finish the game, you shouldn't review it. Easy as that." So yeah, it's the age-old problem of reviewers trying to get their piece out right when the embargo releases, so it's right in that window when everybody's paying attention to the game, versus maybe waiting a little bit longer, like a week later, and then having a more comprehensive thing, but maybe it's too late and nobody's paying attention and nobody reads your reviews. But from gamers' perspective, they want something more comprehensive as soon as possible. Personally, I play JRPGs, and it's very common for a game to not get good until dozens of hours in. That's just what we're conditioned to. So I kind of understand both sides. Veteran games journalist Jeff Gerstmann questioned how much good day one reviews even do, saying they only serve the worst parts of your audience. The scorekeepers, the fanboys, the people who just want numbers they can throw around on social media or message boards in endless, pointless arguments. It's well past time to leave those people behind. And the debate brought up another point. Is it okay for reviewers to kill themselves to try and just no-life a game all the way through just in order to finish a hot new game? It's kind of become a little small microcosm of the crunch that devs themselves have to go through. And Elden Ring, in this case, is huge. IGN's reviewer put in a staggering 87 hours to beat the game. Again, I'm a JRPG fan, so that's an afternoon for us. But I get how the rest of y'all, that might, whoa, that's a lot. But 87 hours, some games don't even get good till then. And IGN loved it. They gave it a 10 out of 10, calling it a massive iteration on what From Software began with the Souls series, bringing its relentlessly challenging combat to an incredible open world that gives us the freedom to choose our own path. Steven Strom put 75 hours into Elden Ring, saying it is way too much game to play for a review within a week. And some people in the industry are raising concerns about this practice. Former PC Gamer writer Stephen Messner put it this way: "If you're a games journalism freelancer, just don't ever review games. It's not worth it. Pitch a feature or an op-ed or something, anything instead. Do not grind yourself to the bone trying to finish a 40+ hour game in a week. It'll never be worth it." And then other people were like, he was playing a game, stop crying. And then again, playing a game for fun, I can attest to this, versus playing it for your job, it's a lot different. It's a lot different reviewing a game that thousands of people are going to read and judge you on. So again, I kind of see both sides, but this has been a problem for a long time in games journalism, especially if a big game like Elden Ring isn't sent out to reviewers until the last minute. And just a week out, that's pretty last minute. So you're going to see some crunch like this. But that leaves a bigger question. Are these high scores accurate? Would they be different if more reviewers had finished the game? I don't know. I mean, I definitely like the Tim Rogers approach where he will just 100% a game or just put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it and release a detailed review much later. I mean, I think that's really cool. I also get that a lot of people just want reviews immediately when that embargo lifts. So we'll see in the weeks ahead if impressions change. But for now, the early impressions, the early reviews, whatever you want to call them, on Elden Ring are very good. As Gene Park put it, my review is just play Elden Ring. This is a once-in-a-generation game. You shouldn't miss it. On to the rest of the stories. Ubisoft had plans to hold a Rainbow Six Siege tournament in the United Arab Emirates, but it called them off after there was a big fan outcry. It was announced on Sunday that this tournament was going to be held in Abu Dhabi. Almost immediately, there was a huge backlash from fans who pointed out the UAE's less than great human rights record, like forced disappearances, torture. Oh, homosexuality is illegal there and could result in imprisonment and death. A fan petition to stop the tournament got more than 13,000 signatures. It said, with the inclusion of LGBTQ plus members of Rainbow Six Siege talent, we believe as a collective that this decision is short-sighted, dangerous, and backwards to the developing ideology of esports, Rainbow Six Siege, and its community. Ubisoft backed down and called the tournament off, saying that they kind of defended their approach at first. They said, while everyone would have been welcome at the event, they added, we also hear loud and clear that members of the international Siege community question this choice. They went on to say, we have taken the decision to move the Six Major of August 2022 to another Rainbow Six esports region with the exact location yet to be determined. We got a first look at the PlayStation VR2 headset this week, showing off a design that was very inspired by the PS5. It's got kind of a spherical profile that Sony says represents the 360-degree view that you'll experience. Senior Vice President Hideaki Nishino wrote in a release that our goal is to create a headset that will not only become an attractive part of your living room decor, but will also keep you immersed in your game world to the point where you almost forget you are using a headset or controller. Yes, it will go great with my TV stand and my mattress nearby. It's gonna just really tie the whole room together, dude. He said that when the PSVR 2 launches, it'll take a giant leap forward in the way we play games in virtual reality. Its features include 4K HDR, state-of-the-art graphical rendering, enhanced tracking such as inside-out camera tracking, new PlayStation VR 2 Sense technology like headset feedback, and a new PSVR 2 Sense controller that they said, quote, creates an incredibly deep feeling of immersion. No launch date or pricing yet. Now, it's been widely reported that EA and FIFA, the organization, not the game, are feuding, and recently EA's CEO accused the soccer body of holding back the game FIFA. Video Games Chronicle reports that EA CEO Andrew Wilson gave a very candid summary of what FIFA does and doesn't bring to their game. He told staff in an internal company meeting in November that the FIFA license had been, quote, an impediment to EA's ambition for the game series. Wilson claimed that FIFA precluded EA from expanding its games into modes beyond traditional 11v11 or what he called broader digital ecosystems. Maybe they won't let him do NFTs or something, who knows. It's EA, so whatever. I'm sure they want to do shady stuff, and it's weird that FIFA might be holding it because FIFA, not the cleanest themselves. Wilson got even more withering, saying that the only value EA got from the license in a non-World Cup year was, quote, 4 letters on the front of a box. The two sides have been at odds for a while now. It spilled into public last year when EA said it was considering ending the long-standing licensing agreement with FIFA in its soccer games. There's a lot of issues, but at the core, of course, is money. FIFA allegedly wanted EA to double its payments for the rights to the FIFA name to $2.5 billion over the next 10 years. Wilson told employees, according to VGC, as we've looked to the future, we want to grow the franchise, and ironically, the FIFA license has actually been an impediment to that. He added, our players tell us they want more modes of play, different things beyond 11v11, and different types of gameplay. I would tell you, it's been a fight to get FIFA to acknowledge the types of things that we want to create because they say our license only covers for certain categories. So they are still definitely mad at each other. So this is rumor territory, but we are not above spreading a good rumor here at Inside Gaming. The site Avatar News reports that 4 games based in the Avatar franchise are in development, including a console RPG and an Avatar MMORPG. The games are in development across various studios in collaboration with Paramount's new Avatar Studios. The Avatar RPG will apparently be set during the time of the Avatar Aang. Let's see. I got it right. Okay. Furthermore, at least one of the 4 games will feature characters from the original animated series recast with new voice actors from indigenous and Asian backgrounds. The insider added that these have been in development in secret for a pretty long time now, and they're coming much sooner than you think. That's all I can say. All right, time for a 5-second review. I got the game late too, and I'll be honest, I'm still in the character selection screen. It's taken me 2 hours to make my guy. Check back in next week. Maybe I'll have more. All right, let's get to the games coming out next week. First up, Elex 2 in the sequel to the vintage open world RPG Elex. Jax must once again unite the free people of the science fantasy world of Magellan against a new threat, the Skyans, who want to change the face of the planet forever. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One March 1st. Far Changing Tides, an atmospheric vehicle adventure that follows the emotional journey of a boy and his ship as he embarks on a voyage to find a new home. Comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch March 1st. Little Orpheus is a Technicolor side-scrolling adventure game inspired by classic movies like Flash Gordon and Sinbad. Delivered in 8 bite-sized commute-friendly episodes, Little Orpheus is simple enough for casual players, but rich enough for seasoned adventure fans. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch March 1st. 35mm is a post-apocalyptic story about 2 travelers who set out on a long journey in the wasteland left by people after a global epidemic. Comes to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch March 2nd. Zombie Rollers, Pinball Heroes. Zombie Rollers is an ultimate mashup of classic pinball, zombie defense, and roguelikes. Shoot, slam, and smash your way through the hordes of zombies and epic boss fights. Select your hero. It's time to become a pinball wizard. He's a pinball wizard. That's old even for me. Comes to PC and Switch March 2nd. Babylon's Fall. Experience acclaimed developer Platinum Games' signature combat in Babylon's Fall with up to 3 other players, or take on the Tower of Babel alone in this new cooperative action RPG. Comes to PC, PS5, and PS4 March 3rd. Beholder 3. When a high-ranking security officer saves you from prison, you end up a pawn in her schemes. Now you must eliminate anyone standing in the way of her secret plans and try to get your life back while working 2 jobs. Sounds like marriage. No tenant, employee, or superior is safe from your spying. It comes to PC March 3rd. Gunboard Dark Matters. Harness the power of dark energy as you jump, slash, shoot, and bombard your way through an army of alien soldiers and killer robots in an arcade-style action platformer with a slick 80s synthwave soundtrack. Comes to PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch March 4th. Music Racer Ultimate. Music Racer is the dynamic rhythm game loved by millions of players. Rush along futuristic neon tracks, gather beats, catch the rhythm. The racetrack is created in real time based on the game's music tracks. The speed and mood of each run are determined by the compositions chosen. Obstacles and awards are generated from the music. Get into the rhythm and collect as many points as possible. Comes to PS5 and Xbox Series X March 4th. Next up, Triangle Strategy. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Strategically command a group of warriors after being entangled in a surging conflict between 3 nations. Key choices you make will influence the story and outcome of this grand conflict. The stunning HD 2D's visual style blends 3D environments and modern effects with pixel art characters and details. Comes to the Switch March 4th. And finally, Gran Turismo 7. Experience the complete real driving simulator 25 years in the making. get behind the wheel of over 400 cars from day one, with each classic motor and bleeding-edge superstar recreated with unparalleled detail, and navigate over 90 track routes in dynamic weather conditions. With the reintroduction of the legendary GT simulation mode, you can buy, tune, race, and sell your way through a solo campaign as you unlock new cars and new challenges. And if you love going head-to-head with others, hone your skills and compete in GT Sport mode. Comes to PS5 and PS4 March 4th. That's all the news I got for you this week, guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. We will see you soon.